Soup's on at the Community Kitchen of Myrtle Beach. Meet its executive director, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the coastal South Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross on Pampas Drive in Myrtle Beach, near the soon-to-open Market Common on the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. We're focused on the Community Kitchen of Myrtle Beach, and we're visiting with its executive director, Dianne Ramsay. Good morning, Dianne.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning early on a Monday.
Thank you for asking us.
A big month, surely with Christmas coming up and Thanksgiving just occurred. We're right here in the middle of the two big holidays there. The Community Kitchen's got a lot going on right now, doesn't it?
We do. We have a lot going on. The Community Kitchen, as you know, was started in 1992 by some concerned citizens.
15 years
yeah,
this year.
This is our 15th year anniversary.
Wow.
We're really excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, Sylvia Harmon, who was head of the kitchen for 15 years, retired last year in May.
Wow.
And so I started as a volunteer there. I became the assistant director, and as of December 8th, I'm now the executive director.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Golly, just over this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh.
So I have a real passion for the kitchen. I mean, it's just a wonderful place. I think that there's such a need here. And from the time that the kitchen started in 1992, serving about 30 people, we have in the last week served up to 270 a couple of days.
No way.
Yes, it's amazing.
You mean when it kicked off in 92, they were serving about 30 a day?
30 to 35
and
people.
Now it's...
We served this past week twice, 270 people.
Oh, Lord, that is amazing.
So, yeah, so our homeless population and our needy population and our working poor population is really growing, and you know, we're trying our best to cover that spot.
Are there other places for them to go here in the area, Dianne? Let's say in Myrtle Beach proper. I mean, obviously that would be a trip if they're living in North Myrtle or living down on the south end, but are there other places that do anything like what the Community Kitchen does?
Well, no, Street Reach does serve some meals. They're usually evening meals.
Sure.
So we cover the lunchtime. We start serving about 11:30 and finish about 12:30. And because of our numbers, we're going to have to start opening a little earlier. We only seat about 150 people, so we're having to overlap a little bit.
For viewers who may not know where the Community Kitchen is, and obviously we got a lot of viewers in the PD and southeastern North Carolina, but particularly we're focused on ORE here. For viewers who aren't familiar with the area, what's the best way to find the Community Kitchen?
Well, we're located at 1411 Mr. Joe White Avenue, which was formerly 10th Avenue.
Right.
And coming off of 317 or the bypass, and turning towards the ocean is one block past Grissom.
Okay, great.
By the little fruit stand that's been there for 100 years. We're a yellow building with turquoise awnings.
Right.
And housed in that one building are, like you said, the Helping Hand and the Thrift Shop and Community Kitchen.
Helping Hand, Thrift Shop, and the Community Kitchen right there in the, is it the Community Assistance Center?
Right.
Assistance Center. Is there a name associated with that? Is that
Elizabeth Patterson? Yeah.
Yes. Which is tremendous that they found that. What about in its beginning days back in 92, was it that the Elizabeth Chapin Patterson Community Assistance Center is relatively new, isn't it?
Yes.
Within the last 7 years?
No, I think it was 97 that they actually opened the doors.
Okay, so the first 5 years.
Right. The CAC is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year.
Okay, lots of celebrations.
Yeah, big party time coming up.
I bet. Where was the Community Kitchen housed for the first 5 years?
It was in the old J.C. Hut on 10th Avenue.
On 10th Avenue, right.
So we just moved down the street into better quarters.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Real quick about yourself, Dianne. Are you originally from the area?
No, I'm originally
You sound like you are, yeah.
No, I do have this accent, but I'm originally from Gastonia, North Carolina.
Oh, really? Great.
Yeah, grew up there and went to school at Peace in Raleigh.
Very nice.
And
do you still have any family in Gastonia?
Yeah, I still have a daughter there. And her name is Ann. She's, well, I'll say 40-ish.
40-ish.
She wouldn't want me to
that's
give
generous.
her name.
Yeah, I mean, that's sweet of you. Yeah.
She has 2 children. They're, of course, my grandchildren.
Right.
And she is the council director for Girls on the Run, which is a national program there. And she covers about 10 schools and hopes next year to have 20 schools.
Girls on the Run.
Girls on the Run.
That would be not girls actually jogging or running.
Yes, actually jogging or running.
Oh, okay,
girls,
not girls who are running away or anything.
No,
Yeah.
girls trying to, what she does is try to encourage girls to grow into women who are more independent and more physically fit. It's a wonderful program.
Who are both independent and physically fit.
fit.
That sounds like a program we need down here.
Yes, I think
Do they
so.
have something like that in this area?
I don't think there is one here, but I'm sure that there will be
It's a good way to get your
soon.
grandchildren to Myrtle Beach,
Yes,
Dianne.
that's
Maybe
right.
open up a Girls on the Run down
Right.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing really well with the program. So,
That's
and
exciting.
she really enjoys it also.
Gastonia is a great area, close to, obviously, Gaston County, close to Mecklenburg, and just that special area, the Charlotte area. That's a great area.
Yeah, Gastonia is now the bedroom of Charlotte. So
Yes. Yes,
they have
I
a
bet it
lot
is.
going on there.
And you mentioned one of your children. Where are your other children?
My other daughter, who's younger, she's 30-ish.
Oh, yeah, good, even better. As a 30-ish guy, I hope my mother says the same thing. Yeah.
She is the production accountant for Adult Swim with Turner Broadcasting.
She's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Good for her.
But she has also started, because of her first pregnancy, started all green, made in America, a maternity T-shirt company.
Wow.
Which has little whimsical sayings like "I can grow people," and some of the funny little sayings like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
A maternity T-shirt company.
Right.
And it's called what?
Mollyana.
Mollyana.
And
That's
you
a
can
great name.
Find it at mollyana.com. I'll put in a
good.
little plug.
Yeah, very nice. That's MOLLYANNA. What a
.com.
great name. We will visit that.
Yeah,
we
my
can't
granddaughter
promote that today too much, but yeah, your granddaughter
is Anna. So
is Anna.
that was where
Yes.
the name
So
came
your daughter
from.
Molly, your granddaughter Anna. What
Yeah.
a great name.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out
Please
later
do.
on today.
It's very cute, very
So you
funny.
just have 2 girls.
And a son
Oh, and a boy.
who is in Jupiter, Florida, and he and his wife have a marketing company called Impact Marketing.
Impact
And
Market.
he also races cars.
He races
Not
cars.
NASCAR, but he races sports cars. So
Wow.
he's
Like
the
Vipers, Ferraris.
well, yeah, mostly
Lamborghini.
Porsche and
Porsche.
BMWs,
Is
and
that
he's
right?
been doing that for quite some time.
Has he ever
now.
gotten you in the cockpit?
Yes.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Scary.
the bug?
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
right? Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty scary, but fun.
I know that has nothing to do with the community kitchen, but that's very
No,
exciting.
yeah.
And so no family immediately right here in the area.
No. My mom's still here, and
good.
she's 87.
87.
She
Very nice.
still drives and gets around. She's quite a mentor.
Good for her. What brought you all to the Myrtle Beach area? How long ago?
I've been here 30-some years.
Okay, yeah.
Just,
What brought you all here?
we came here all the time in the summer when I was growing up.
Right.
So it was just,
You were able to convince your mother and your hubby to come on down
Yeah.
and make this home.
it was just kind of a transition.
Yeah.
My brother lives here too with his wife.
Is that right?
And she has volunteered at Helping Hand for almost 13 or 14 years now.
Really?
So, since they
Even before
started.
the Community Assistance Center, when it was somewhere else before
Yeah.
they moved in.
Well, I think she started when they moved in. So
Right. Okay.
It's been with us,
1997. Yeah. That's tremendous. Well, so
Yeah.
many great things happening out there. Give us an idea of what and if a viewer needs to get off to work now or get family off to school or otherwise, what's the best? Is there a good phone number for someone to call, or do you just like people to come on in if they wanted to come volunteer, if they wanted to make a donation? Is there a good phone number for someone to call?
Sure. Our phone number is 843-444-9383.
9383. So if someone wants to call to offer their time or
Right.
their services or even their dollars, that's the best number, 444-9383.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a volunteer group. Each day we have a different volunteer group that comes in a core group. And they have a leader who called the head honcho.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kind of direct the meals. We kind of plan for the week, And, of course, that's always variable depending on the different donations that we get in. But the kitchen is run strictly on donations. It's nonprofit, of course, and a United Way organization.
Is that right?
So
yes.
we run strictly on volunteer work. We do have, now have 2 part-time assistants because of the numbers. We're just really getting big.
I think you shared earlier this morning you started as a volunteer, became one of those assistants, and then the assistant director, and now as of this weekend, December 8th, the executive director. That's a pretty big move in only about, a year and a half since you started volunteering. They must really love your services.
Well,
I love it, Dianne. Or you're the only one who does.
It was just one of those things where someone leaves and someone else leaves.
Right.
And you,
Sylvia Harmon had been around since the inception.
Oh, absolutely.
From the get-go,
Yeah, she set up a good program.
Wow.
And, a lot of the volunteers who are there because of her and her hard work. And
I'm sure they'll remain with you and your hard work.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We keep a good volunteer base. But anybody who wants to volunteer, we can always use people.
What are some of the things, if a viewer thinks, well, I'm not real mobile, I can't get around real well, I'm just not real agile, could you still take advantage? Or if they are real mobile, what are some of the things they could do? What are some examples of some of the volunteer needs you might have?
Okay, well, one of the things that if someone who's not mobile, we have a major silverware and napkin folding.
Great point. Yeah.
Every day. That's a constant thing.
Down, right.
So they can sit and talk and have a good time. And then we have a line. We usually have about 6 people on the line. And of course, there's the cooking and the preparing of the salad and the prep work and the dishwasher. We're working really hard now to get commercial dishwasher.
Oh, I bet.
Because we have a volunteer named Clarence who has been with us forever.
Is that right?
And he is just overworked. So we definitely need a dishwasher.
And folks, to check in, I guess people who are coming in, if there are 250 to 270 people coming in, that's a day.
Yes.
A day.
They sign in,
right.
And that's the way we keep up. We keep a count of how many people are there. However, we do count our plates, and so we can tell exactly because we have sometimes Elvis Presley visits us.
Oh, I bet he does. Yeah, probably regularly.
Different names that are signed.
It's a great reason to come in. Yeah.
We have.
So you have to sign a legitimate. I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
right.
there are no requirements.
Right.
Anyone can come, anyone who's hungry or needy. And, of course, I think the fact that we are a seasonal area and people do lose their jobs, as the season ends. And then they become what we call the working poor. And I don't think that the people in the community realize how many homeless people we actually have because we work so closely with the police department and they do such a wonderful job to help us, put some controls around the homelessness. They have recently come in with us on a program called Help Us Help You.
Right.
We've had 3 of these at the community kitchen, and we invite agencies. The first one we had about 25 agencies like CASA, NAAA, Social Security, the Veterans Administration, all come and set up tables in the kitchen so that the homeless can come and approach the places where they need to have help.
Right.
And also I've coordinated because I felt that one of the major needs to move people out of homelessness was the fact that they don't have IDs. A lot of times they're stolen or they're lost, and you can be arrested if you don't have a picture ID.
Is that right?
That's right.
Why?
You can be thrown in jail because I think 9/11, of course, had a lot to do with that, but if you're in Myrtle Beach and you don't have a picture ID, you can be arrested. And so we started an ID program to try to help these people get birth certificates so they could get IDs. And what we found is in order to get a birth certificate, you have to have a picture ID.
Oh, boy.
A catch-22 that we have really been working hard on since last February. And we have had funding from individuals in the community. And we've also gotten help from Waccamaw Foundation and from Knight Foundation.
Great, good.
And some of the, just a lot of donations from people. Now, the city of Conway recently gave us some money to help some homeless in their town.
Is that right? Great.
And city council just gave us a $3,000 donation because the program has been closed for a couple months because of funding.
The ID program.
ID program
That's the one
itself.
that Father Al Al.
Yes, Father Teresa.
Father Teresa runs.
Yeah, Al Teague. He's a wonderful person. I call him Father Teresa.
Yeah.
He is the one who actually put me in touch with the need for these IDs, and so we work closely with him. He works seeing people and interviewing, because what we find about the homeless is, well, you know, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I think I'll be homeless. I just don't think I want to work anymore. That's just not the way it is at all. They're caught. They really get trapped in a situation. Sometimes they come here because they see the affluence and they think, gosh, I'll be able to go to Myrtle Beach and get a job, and then they can't find housing or can't afford housing, and they just get stuck. So Help Us Help You is helping them to move forward in this process of homelessness.
Help Us Help You is not only the slogan for the community kitchen, but also for Helping Hand, and I guess the...
No, Help Us Help You is just an organization that we started at the community kitchen with the police department.
Okay.
And will soon, in January, be a 501(c)(3).
Okay.
So we will
Help
also...
Us Help You. So if someone was interested in learning more about that, they could call this same 444-9383 number and ask for you, Diane, or ask for...
Yeah, or I can get them in touch with some of the people who are really in charge of that.
That is great. You said in January it'll have its 501c3 status.
Hopefully,
That is
yeah.
or hopefully, yes, yes. Well, Father Teresa, and of course so many other... Is that the ID assistance program?
No, that's a whole other thing. The ID assistance
We're very
program...
impressed. You can do all... I can't even imagine you doing all
That's
that.
run through... the funding is run through Home Alliance.
Okay.
And then... I just take the applications, and Father Teresa takes applications, and we just have worked out plans where we can get IDs for these people so that they can go and get their...
So they can get the IDs, and then the catch-22 is ended. Then they can go get a birth certificate.
Well, no, the catch-22 is getting the birth certificate. So they get the birth certificate. Then they can get a South Carolina ID, and then they can go to work. You can't work unless you have some form of a picture ID. And so a lot of people are just trapped. You know, they don't.
You said earlier that you can't get a birth certificate without a picture ID, or no? Okay, so they have to get a picture ID somehow.
So, and what we do is we have learned to use some of the little go around the red tape
yeah, you don't have to tell us.
things.
That's right. You don't have to share it on air. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
But I understand there's some great...
Our states really understand the problem too, and so with notary publics and things like that, we can help them, because you can't even get into the Social Security office, even if you have a Social Security card. Without a picture ID, you can't go in to get a copy of your Social Security.
I did not know that. That's terrible. Very important things that viewers need to know in general. If they don't have theirs, they need to really think seriously about making sure they get it and keep it up to date, because they better do it now while they're in sound mind and body before later in life if it would be much more difficult to get.
That's right.
Go ahead and do that now. That's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad. So obviously there's not just the ID assistance program, but the Help Us Help You program, and probably other programs, all running under the community kitchen, which is housed there in the Community Assistance Center. What a big deal, Diane.
Yeah,
and you're doing this as a volunteer.
I started as a volunteer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You moved into, obviously, an executive director.
You know, I had a lot of help from Linda Vogler, who was the past executive director. And I've known Linda for many years, and she had a program in Charlotte that she did training for people who were homeless, like what we're doing now. And Linda came to the kitchen as an executive director, and I think she has decided to move on and go back into her training, because that just takes people a step further.
Right.
And
one thing, excuse me, Diane, I cut you off, that aspect that some viewers may be concerned about, and it's something, and of course the great thing, y'all's location there on Mr. Joe White Avenue, but otherwise the safety factor. Is everything okay? If they come in to volunteer, are there any safety issues they should be concerned about?
Not at all.
Great.
Really, not at all. I think the whole time I've been there, we've had maybe one episode,
Right.
and it was just among two people in the kitchen,
Sure.
and the police were there in like 2 seconds.
Right,
so.
sure. I said that on Mr. Joe White Avenue because the police station is 2 blocks away.
Right.
And obviously they're driving by there all the time, so if there was a call. But at the same time, that idea, oftentimes volunteers just want to make sure if they're coming in,
They're
particularly
perfectly
folks that aren't
safe.
real mobile, that everything's fine. And y'all are not open for dinner. It's just a lunch.
Just
thing.
for
Is that
lunch.
correct? So it's all daytime.
And you know, these people who come into our kitchen are people just like you and I.
Absolutely.
They've
sure.
just, you know, they may be down on their luck. They may have lost family. They don't have somebody when something goes wrong.
Right.
They're all really lovely
Absolutely.
people. You know,
Right.
I know a lot of them by name, and they just need help. They need to be moved out of this situation, and we can help, the ones of us who are more grateful.
And I love that aspect you sharing, obviously, that some folks just come down here thinking about Myrtle Beach's affluence and thinking they can land something, don't land it, and then just literally, seems like overnight, albeit it may be a couple of months or a couple of weeks, they fall in this position.
Exactly.
You know, on a Heritage Sunday recently in First Presbyterian Church, my daughter and I are there, my daughter who's 5, talking to a guy who had come in at the tail end of the lunch to get a free meal or to have lunch there with the group, who had shared that he was a computer programmer.
Right.
And it was fascinating to hear him talk about computers and clearly knew what he's doing, and he was it was just fascinating.
Yeah.
Those steps, hearing him talk about his career prior to moving to Myrtle Beach and obviously prior to becoming homeless. And needing that, as you say, that step up to get back to where he was.
It is amazing. It can be really sad. We have actually over 100 homeless children in our city schools here.
Is that
who are living
right?
in cars, who are living in tents. The school system knows about them. Of course, they're given free lunches and everything. But in the summer, we get those children. We see those children. And, of course, they're just like other children. They want peanut butter and jelly. They don't want what we have to serve.
Right, right.
But, you know, it's really a sad situation. And because we are run on donations, it's important that we get this message out to the community.
Well, we've just got a couple of minutes. For viewers who are watching right now, what is the most important, let's say, 3 things they could do right now? Is it, do you need time more, volunteer time? Do you need donations more? What size donations, small, large, can they gift in kind? What are some of the things that viewers right now in the next couple minutes need to do? Write down a phone number. Do they need to just come on by? What's the best time to come by?
Well, you know, we use Step Up, which
Right.
is, I think you had
Valerie,
Valerie, yeah.
Yes.
And so people can call Step Up. They can go to their website because
Okay.
unfortunately we don't have one yet.
Right, sure.
So they can call there and she will.
StepUp-grandstrand.org. Okay, right.
We're a member of Step Up, and they can transfer. They can come to the kitchen anytime when we're open, between
Okay.
11:30 and 12:30.
Okay, and
Or-
even to see what it's like, sure.
Yeah,
To see what the meals
just
are like, to
come
have an
in and
idea.
see.
Sure. Okay.
And a lot of church groups volunteer. On Saturdays, we have different church groups that come, and they rotate weeks.
Right.
So they do the Saturday lunch.
And do you take donations in kind, for instance?
Yes.
Are you looking for food? Are you looking, I think I saw in the piece Steve Porter did, the idea of getting gift cards to
Yeah.
Sam's Club or otherwise so you can go buy the food.
That really is a big help. We just had a big food drive. Scott Mann did a
Right.
big food drive for us at
Oh,
Broadway.
yeah. Go
and
Scott, yeah.
that was very helpful and will
Right.
last. And of course, we have operating expenses.
Absolutely.
So we need, you know, we have lights and water and phone just like everybody else. So any donation is going to be a help to us to help
Absolutely.
other people.
Whether small or large, folks
Exactly.
who make donations anonymously, you will take them. And the idea of gift cards, whether it's at Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever.
Costco, yeah,
Costco,
they're big donators.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What drives you, Dianne? What is it that really keeps you going and is open this door from you to go from an assistant or a volunteer to an assistant director to now executive director of the community kitchen?
I guess I just feel so lucky to have the life that I have, and to have 3 healthy children and 5 grandchildren, and I've reached the age where most of my friends are retiring or have already retired, and I just can't see that happening. You know, it's important. I think as you get older, I had a little bit of a debilitating illness that was one of those wake-up calls that made me realize that being a woman of value is one of the most important things that any of us can do. Well, unless you're a man.
Right.
But I feel that just, I need to do this because it's needed.
Okay.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Because you can. That's wonderful.
That's right.
Dianne, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Dianne Ramsay at the Community Kitchen in Myrtle Beach coming up next. I know we're normally talking about picking up a pen to write down a phone number, write down a website. Today, pick up your car keys. Get in the car, drive over to Mr. Joe White Avenue, 1411, the Elizabeth Chapin Patterson Community Assistance Center. Get in there. See what it's like today. Yesterday that group was helping to put on the breakfast, a very special group, the Swash Park Ministries. Today's an opportunity, all the dedicated volunteers of the community kitchen there, being there, the Community Assistance Center, making a difference for so many others. You heard Dianne talk about 270 hot meals last Monday and Tuesday, and averaging between 200 to 250 every single day, Monday through Saturday for lunch. Get out there, get your car keys, drive on over there and be a part, at least experience it. If you can't give your time, think about a donation, think about a gift card to Costco or Sam's Club or somewhere where they can go buy some food, but take the time to get out there, the Community Assistance Center.